Goeiedag meneer van 2020. Hope julle almal is gesond. I just thought I'll do a follow-up on the previous lesson. This is the still the blue book I'm using here. I'm just dealing with the questions quickly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go through the questions and translate it for you because obviously I want to get you going as well on this. So let's go through the questions quickly. 1.1. I'll translate it for you. I won't give the answers. I think that is for you. All the notes are at your disposal, so I won't give the answers. Name 3 senses, okay, that is used in this poem. Obviously, the one is obviously the hearing, hoor, heeltyd, and then obviously he sees the light in the house, sig, sight, and obviously the feeling of warmth, gevoel. So there's the answers as well. You can just write it down. Remember, anything in Afrikaans, the answers will have to be in Afrikaans. So get used to writing in Afrikaans. Okay, you can know the answer in your head in English, but the important thing is that you write it in Afrikaans. So practice that. Okay. The next question here is number 2. Write 2 opposing or contradictory. Skryf 2 teenstellende woorde uit die verse 8 neer. Write 2 opposing or contradictory words from verse 8. You can go to verse 8. I think it's something about find and search, vind en soek. Just go there and you'll see the answer there. Wat doen die verlore siele en wanneer doen dit? What is the lost souls doing and when are they doing it? And why? Why are they doing it? Okay. Waarom? And number 3, what is the function of the diminutive in the title? Wat is die funksie van die verkleinwoord? Okay, the verkleinwoord is huisie. We also know it will have to entail the word beklemtoon. Dit beklemtoon wat? Dit beklemtoon hoe klein die huisie is. It is not a big house. You get right to answer in your own words, one on one mark. Whenever you write any answer, remember, look at the mark allocation. If it's 1 mark, okay, don't go write too much. Make sure your answer is in the first line at least. Okay, that has to do with the fact that verkleinwoord beklemtoon hoe die grootte van 'n huis. Die klein, die huis baie klein is. Behalwe, except for the verkleinwoord in the title. Is there anything else that makes you think the house is small? Then you go into the poem, obviously you will see that the fact that the house is small is being explained or emphasized via other elements. Okay, just go in that. I'm not going to give all the answers. My time is going to run out. Also want to do something else. What elements do you find in this poem and what's the function of these elements? 6 marks. You won't get a question like that in an exam. This is for purposes of study. You have to just look at all the elements in terms of the innerlike element en uiterlike. So you look at the structural words, enjambement, all that, and write it down. What's the function of the enjambement? Write it down in your notes. Take 6 and make sure that you know how to explain it. Okay. Vraag 5. Pas kolom B by kolom A sodat die beeldspraak of stilvergeet by die aanhangers pas. Match column B with column A so that the beeldspraak means the figure of speech, it matches the quotation here. Okay, so you need to match this with that. Here you just basically, in the exam, you're basically expected to either write just the word and just the number and the letter. You don't need to write everything. For people who want to write out, make sure you also write in the 1 and the A or 1B, 1C. Okay, make sure you give the person marking it no confusion. Make sure your answer is clear and concise. Here at the bottom, they give you as a fill-in book. If you had a book, you fill in there. Okay, follow the instruction to the T, because the questions don't normally just test the question itself. It tests whether you can follow instructions. That's very important. Follow instructions of the questions. How number 6 is, how does the speaker feel in his house? Make sure that you look at the detail of the question. The word in, okay, not outside, in. So you need to always, when you read a question, don't just glance over it. Make sure you understand every word and what it means. Here you can look at the mark allocation. 3 marks. So there's probably 3 things that you'll have to mention. So make sure you do not just glance over the question. Make sure you understand the detail of each question. And when you write answers of, if there's 3 particular things, don't write it in. Write it 1, 2, 3 below each other. Write it een onder die ander een. Don't just write it a general paragraph. Make sure that the person marking it sees that you have 3 possible things that you're writing. Write it in 3 separate sentences below each other. Don't in the exam feel you want to save paper, make sure you use the available space. Hoe verskil, number 7, hoe verskil die toestande binne sy huisie van die toestande daar buite? How does the circumstances, the conditions inside his house differ, verskil from the conditions outside? That's an easy one. So basically in the mention 2, you have to mention both. You'll have to say, binne in die huis is it so, buite die huis is it so. How does it differ? And you'll show the difference in that way. Number 8, give 2 functions of the numberment in the poem. We know what numberment is the flowing on and of the different elements. So one line goes into another line, you know it from English, 2 functions of it. So it will probably say, it beklemtoons, it wants to help with the flow or the speed of the poem. Write it in Afrikaans, met die vloei en ook met die tempo van die gedig. Kyk na jou notas, wat in die gedig is en in hierdie notas is. Ook in jou ander boeke, daar's ook notas oor die numberment, né? Waarom dink jy? So here to give you a dink jy question. A lot of these questions nowadays in the exams deals with what do you think? It's not an answer, is not something you probably learn, but it could be that the answer is hidden within the notes anyway. Why do you think it's a personalized answer? Do they repeat aan een? So why do you think they repeat that? That's important that you note that. Okay. And then they say here, what? This is a sonnet. What type of sonnet is it? Name 4 kenmerke, characteristics. Learn these terms. Well, these are the terms that sometimes trips you up. You will know it if I translate it, but if you don't have the word in your head, even if you have all the knowledge, but you can't access it, because the key is understanding it. Remember that, understand these words. It's very important that you note these important words. 4 characteristics, you write it again. If a question like that do come up, which I think won't happen because they try to cram a lot of questions into a question paper. 70 marks. Yeah, there's a waste of mark allocation normally, but you'll have to know 1. Remember, that is how we do it. 1 run at a time in a cricket game, 1 mark at a time. That's how we get our full marks, because it's possible to get 100% with this paper if you know all the detail, like I said. Okay, that must be your goal, to get every question right. So don't forego the detail. Fill die ontbrekende woorde in. That means fill in the missing word. Okay, just go through that question there. I'm almost done with the section here. When a text is based on another text, we said it in the poem, intertextuality, and we know from this poem, I'll give the answers. This text is based on a parable, a gelykenis that is in the Bible. Okay, let's move on there. Again, what do you think is responsible verantwoordelik vir die atmosfeer in die huis? What do you think? Again, your own answer, but remember, keep it simple. Sometimes we have this block in our mind. We have an answer captured in our brain, but it's in English. We translate it. You need to simplify that English answer first. Get away from those high words that you normally will use in English and simplify your answer. Jy gaan eenvoudige sê die kers maak warm. You're going to say the fact that it is that's toe, die wind kom nie in die huis in nie, Very simplistic answers. Okay. Go through your notes again. This is not the intention to give the answers. Okay. Verduidelik die progressie in die gedig. What's the progression in the poem? Explain it. Okay. You see it progresses from inside the house to outside the house to how the person feels. Explain it. You basically are saying this is how it happens. What is the deeper meaning of the poem in number 14? And number 15, what is the function of the repetition of the word kom in the couplet? That's the last bit. And then name two contrasting elements in the poem. There's quite a few. There are hier binne, daar buite, all those elements. I'm just going to touch on this. This is the next poem we'll do, the bookmark. I won't touch on that in this lesson. I quickly want to go to your other notes. Now remember, we gave you a orange book, the book that you got in your notes. Make sure that you have those notes available, and you study from those notes as well, because I want to touch on a few things on those notes there, please. Just on this poem, the notes that we gave you is more to answer and more getting you in touch with the questioning techniques and all that. The one word that I want to focus on is the word tautologie. That is one of the questions in this section here. Tautologie kom voor in die graf en dood. Okay. So make sure that when you answer this question, or use this book, okay, that's a different poem. Sorry, I was dealing with it. That you do use the notes as well, okay? Use the notes. Here they ask, why verduidelik hoekom die woorde tautologie is. These words. And you'll know if you go to your notes to see how to use these notes on page 4. You go to page 4 here, in this book, the orange book, all the explanations of the inner structure is being given. Tautologie means the accumulation of the words with the same meaning. That is where the guy speaks about the verlore siele, moan and groan. That is tautologie. So this is to show you how to use this book. When you have a section in this book that refers to a structural thing, you go to where the definitions are, and you deal with in that way. All your notes are available, but you must do a search for yourself, because that is how you learn. Okay. Let's go back to the poem then. Let's go back to the poem. It's important that you understand that in this particular orange book, we also get you to deal with the writing of dagboek. So I want you to do a small a diary entry dealing with you have experienced a bad day and a good day, and a bad day. Write two inskrivings where you talk about this. That's basically a dagboek, feelings, speaking about emotions. And then the other one that I wanted to also focus on was also another writing section in this section here. But do the dagboek inskriving, please. But obviously, we don't have time to study and to go through our different aspects of writing. But I would love you to do that as well. As here in the first section of this notes, you must do an epos, okay? Using the words of the poem. Make sure that you do it from who is writing it, and what is the message, and then you fill in. Ek het 'n oulike huisie by die see gekoop. Dit was nog altyd my droom om enkel om 'n huisie langs die see te besit. And then you fill in the words of the poem in here, just to help you to get through the poem. My time is basically up. Okay, so this is just to get you going to answer, because I know that is you think you know the poem when you have done it. No, you only know when you can write the answers in Afrikaans, and you can write the answer that can get you a mark. Okay, vir nou manne sê ek totsiens. Ons praat later weer. Hierdie gaan ek vir julle beskikbaar maak. ook.